What's up, guys? It's Shake Reviews, and behind me is a beautiful red 2009 Pontiac GT. Now, you may be asking yourself, what the hell is that? Now, you probably know what Pontiac is because either you've had one or your parents have told you about them. So, I don't think I need to explain what Pontiac is. I hope not. When I review the first Pontiac, I'll explain how that came to be. But you probably have no idea what the heck this thing is. So, back into the late 2000s, GM wanted to make some sedans, and they wanted to, plug in V8s, because that's what they do. And they were like, you know what we should do? We should bring that Holden Commodore that's been selling so well in Australia and sell it to America. They'll like that. But, so that's kind of what they did. They took it over here, slapped the Pontiac badge, and that's kind of what they did. So what this is the base, you have the base model, which has just a 3.2 liter V6, which is not bad. Or you get a GT, and you get a V8. But not just any V8, a 6 liter V8 making 360 horsepower, which is a lot of power for this sedan. And now there's also an even higher version that they only made 1200 called the GXP. Pretty much what they did with 2009 was, you know what we need to do? We need to plug a V8 in there. We'll put a 6 liter in there because we can, and then for their special edition, let's put an even bigger engine. Because what the hell now? What engine do we put? I know. Let's plug in a Corvette engine because that makes sense. But wait, sir, it may have problems. I don't care, just do it. Shove it in there. It's kind of what they did. Now, except for the GXP, you cannot get a Pontiac G8 with the manual. GM, the reason was because they thought about doing the manual for the GT line, but they decided, let's just save it for the GXP. It's better anyway. So there is no G8 with GT with a manual or the base. You can only get a GXP, which is a completely separate car. Now for the Duke, let's take a walk around this thing. Check out this beautiful front end. Absolutely beautiful. Here is the owner. Get over here, my man. Oh, I'm sure everyone wants to meet every Pontiac owner. So, it's just a stock color.
Yep, red hot.
That is a beautiful color. A little dirty, a little messed up, but
yeah.
it's a 2009 car.
Yeah, it's old.
I love the front end. Pretty much all Pontiacs have this extra aggressive front end. That's just what Pontiac does best.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, but this is Pontiac. They had to make it look like a Pontiac. You can't.
Pontiac's an odd company.
You can't just slap a badge on there and say, oh. You can just you can't just take a Holden badge and slap a Pontiac back and call it a day. You can't do that. Yeah. You have to at least make it look somewhat American. Yeah. Which, it does look American, but if you look at the Holden, it looks very similar. Oh yeah. Well, yeah, pretty nice. You got your nice intakes. Walk around. Like these wheels. Pretty nice. They're not the most attractive, but they're the wheels.
They're simple 5-spoke.
Yeah. And
these are 19s in their factory.
Oh wow.
It was an option that you could get.
That's awesome. And I love the Pontiac brake head. That's
the caliper covers. Yeah.
I can't imagine how expensive they are to replace.
Probably not. It's a basic.
It's a jam. Yeah. Everything jam is cheap. Really like the silver lining they did.
Oh yeah.
It's a good looking car. The rear end, beautiful car. Love the quad exhaust, beautiful. Now let's check out the trunk.
There is no switch on it.
What?
Yeah, there is no manual switch except for the inside.
That's annoying.
Yeah.
Pretty decent space. This is a giant car essentially. Yeah. So I would imagine you get some decent space.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you can't fit a giant V8 in a car that's like a Mazda. You can't. Well, some cars you can, but All right, let's check out the motor. Let's see, this thing?
Yeah. It's a little. There you go.
All right. Sorry, guys, my hands are freezing.
Right here, let me get it.
Weird shaped hood. Here it is, the glorious 6-liter L76, I think it's called.
L76.
L76 6-liter V8, absolutely glorious. I'm sure you can supercharge it and do all kinds of crazy stuff to it. So yeah, it's such a fantastic engine. And you plan on doing some stuff to it, obviously, having some fun.
Well, that, and I'm ripping out the DOD so that way it doesn't eat a lifter.
Oh yeah.
Because they're notorious for that.
All right, let's head inside.
Yep.
Where it's nice and warm. All right. Ooh, look at this, guys. Absolutely beautiful. So to start this car, this is a... Check this out. Okay. Wow. This is a giant car.
Yeah, it is. And the seat goes back further. That's just my driving position.
Oh yeah, I think I'm good. Wow. Wow, look at this. This is definitely 2009.
Oh yeah.
Man, the one thing... Shut up! First things first, that's old. That's from Y.
Yeah.
That's been using since the 90s.
Yeah. Pontiac going out of business.
Yeah. And then the other gauges, that's now it says G8. Why doesn't it say GT?
I think they saved that whole little thing for the GXP, because on the GXP, left says G8 and the right says GXP.
No Pontiac, you don't get to know it's a Pontiac. So it's a Holden G8 GXP or Chevrolet. What do they call it in Brazil? Mal something.
Oh yeah, I have no idea.
Then you have this. What the heck is this thing?
That's my e-brake.
That is weird. Well, that's cool.
It blends in right with the passenger side.
Yeah, but when you have it out, it looks weird.
Yeah, no, it does.
And then, is that aftermarket or is that...
All factory.
Wow. That's cool. This is cool. Alrighty, that's pretty nice. So yeah, we got some... What's this entertainment? Just got navigation or anything like that?
No, no navigation. They didn't come with a navigation. If you look around, you'll see Bluetooth buttons, but this was a pre-2009 car. The build plaque is actually in the engine bay, and it was built in 08. So for whatever reason, they held back Bluetooth for the first half of the 09 models.
So this is the first?
Yeah, this is one of the first 09 models.
That's good. That means you have more power, because they put catalytic converters on the second half and decided to take and it dropped down the power. I'm like, why would you do that?
Yeah.
Then you have your transmission, heated seats, which are nice. Ooh, that's nice. And then why is that there? Why isn't it over here?
Australian.
It's really an Australian car. Oh my god. This wheel is a wheel.
It's pretty big though. Like when you do the whole 9.3, it's big.
Oh yeah, it looks like a truck wheel.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you got your moonroof, you got your stuff, and you got your... There ain't much to this car, is there?
Not really. It's oddly it was designed to compete with the BMW 5 Series at the time. Which, looking at it and you parking next to a 5 Series, you'd be like, oh yeah, those are very clearly modeled after each other. But no, it's very simple. It's supposed to be a luxury sedan. At the same time, it's a driver's car. There's really not much here. The traction control's right here, right between the heated seats. I think that's a terrible place to put it, but it's Pontiac.
Yeah, whatever.
But no, there's a lot of cool things. Like for instance, if you go through on the button below the source, right here, and then just click through, you can switch it from English to metric settings.
Because it's Australian.
And the speedometer will actually change to metric.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is cool. And you can customize.
Yep. Keep switching. One more. There you go. And then you just scroll up.
Oh.
And then click it.
Oh no!
And now everything reads in metric.
That is cool. It just switched to kilometers. That was.
And it reads kilometers. It will not read miles per hour.
That is interesting.
Yeah.
That is interesting.
The GTO did it too.
Wow, but just to show you that it's clearly a.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, it'll read. You can set your speedometer to 70 miles an hour. Flick it over to metric while you're driving, and then it'll actually the needle will come down to where it should be. Wow, that's interesting. Yeah, no, it freaks people out because they're like, wait, we're going slower?
It's like, how'd that happen? I don't feel like going slower. Then you got your doors, you got your... There ain't much in this. It's 2009.
It's a pretty simple car.
But what's cool about it is this thing's got a V8. I mean, what other sedan you can get has a giant V8?
That's an American company based. It won.
Yeah.
That's it.
And then the problem with it, but I forgot to tell you about it in the history. The reason why this car is no longer here because Pontiac had to get discontinued because GM went bankrupt. Interesting concept. We're going to talk about on the drive. All right, you ready?
Yeah.
Sorry guys, I put this car in the drive and forgot to hit the record button. Holy shit, this thing's huge.
Yeah.
Oh my god, this thing is ginormous. Let's go. There we go.
If you want, because in drive mode, computer doesn't really know what it wants to do. So if you want, we'll just kick it into sport for you.
All right. And how do you shift? Do you shift with the...
Just let it go.
Whoa! That's some power! Wow. Wow. That thing just jumped. That was pretty quick. That was pretty quick. Wow. Do I want to know how fast we were going? Wow. That is some serious power.
And a family car.
And a family car. It's funny, it's sitting on there 0 to 60 in 5.2 seconds. I'm like, yeah, right. This thing just almost did it.
Yeah, no, and the funny part is it's a 4,100 pound car.
Oh my god, this thing is... It feels like a drag car. You know, those NASCARs?
Yeah.
It feels like one of those.
Yeah, no, it's definitely, like I said, it's definitely designed to be a luxury car, but they were like, look, it's gonna get the snot driven out of it.
So we need to make this kind of not as heavily modified.
Yeah.
Don't put as much stuff into it.
Yeah.
But this thing is cool.
Oh yeah, no, and you can't really tell that it's a 4,100 pound car that you're slinging around.
Yeah. This thing is moving like it's very lightweight, and it's not. It is not.
No, when you move the steering wheel, it goes where you point it.
Yeah. This thing is driving like a V8 sedan, like the old Pontiacs they used to make.
Yeah, no, I lovingly call it my dream boat.
Wow, this thing is just... Okay, so it is a big sedan, so this car's turning is, well, not the greatest.
No, not the greatest, but you know that getting into a 4-door family car.
This thing is mainly a drag car. It's a drag car. I mean, I'm sure they make these things into drag cars.
Oh yeah.
Man, this thing is fun. This thing is so much fun.
Oh yeah.
Brakes work.
Oh yeah.
Mostly. Man, this thing is... Oh my god, this thing's a monster. This thing is a monster sedan.
Mm-hmm.
With that big V8. Oh my god.
My favorite part is not many people know what it is when they look at it.
Exactly. Like I see Pontiacs all the time and I think, oh, that's just a boring car. They're not boring. This is a true muscle fun badass to the bone car.
Yeah, this is a throwback to
back in the 60s when Pontiac, what made Pontiac so good was they pretty much took a normal car and made it into a badass muscle car.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what this is.
Oh yeah, this truly is an American muscle car.
Yeah. Here's another 2 doors. Well, back in the day they had 4 doors.
Mm-hmm.
And they had Pontiac, they had all kinds of stuff. So what's it like owning this? How long have you owned it? And
I've owned it since October. Honestly, owning it, I'm a GM fanboy.
oh yeah.
But there's really nothing wrong with it other than the DOD, which will cause lifter failure eventually. So I'm getting that swapped out so that way it doesn't happen. But it's great. I just took it up on a 1,400-mile road trip to and from Ohio, and it handled beautifully. It's got lumbar support, heated seats.
Okay, so you guys are probably wondering what DOD means of that he's talking about. That DOD stands for Displacement on Demand. What that is a system that GM developed back in, I think, 2008 around them, for a bunch of their big high performance or high gasoline engines like a V8, like the V8s, the Corvette, and the V6s. And what they do is it cuts off a couple cylinders when you're not using them. Like people also call this a V4 mode, like on the Corvette, because it shuts off half the cylinders. This is the same thing, and because of that, this thing causes a lot of issues. Mainly because it's shutting off all the cylinders not all running. The alternator has trouble because it's not turning everything. It kind of gets out of whack a little bit, and it really just wears it out really, really badly. If you want more information about that, watch Blade Angel's video on V4 mode. There's a couple videos on it. He explains more on what that really does, but pretty much it just causes a lot of issues, and I don't know why GM has improved it or gotten rid of it, because it just causes so many problems. And really, to get rid of it, you have to either tune the car or on the server and get rid of it, because otherwise you're just gonna have some problems. Alright, back to the review.
All that jazz. So it's a cruiser. It's a cruiser with power.
So you buy it used?
Yeah.
How much you pay for it?
About 14.
Wow. That's a good price.
Yeah, right now they're about half of what the GXP is worth.
Yeah.
So
man, but this thing's insane.
Oh yeah.
I mean, for 14 grand, you can have a Toyota Corolla, like a fairly new, like a 2008, like a 2016, 2018, or a Mazda, or this. And I don't know about you, I prefer this over a little Corolla. I mean, look at this boot. This thing literally wipes the floor off of so many people's faces. And it's such a sleeper.
Yeah, it is.
Nobody suspects it.
No.
Which is ironic, because you would think this badge means something.
Oh yeah.
You don't put this badge on a car that's slow. You put this badge on something that's fast, something that's fun, something that will kick ass. And that's what this thing is. Oh my god, this is incredible. So tell me about what you plan to do with it. You plan on supercharging it?
Right now I'm debating on what I want to do, because my future projects list is really long.
Oh yeah.
But right now it's definitely getting new valve train, so that way the lifters don't collapse.
Oh yeah.
It's getting solid lifters. It's getting a cam, something that's torque converter friendly for right now, because I don't want to be dropping money on a torque converter just yet.
Oh yeah.
And then headers, it's got to get new exhaust, because this exhaust is pretty gnarly. It's pretty bad down there.
Yeah.
But
it sounds pretty good though.
Oh yeah, it does. Eventually maybe a Camaro rear end, because the 5th gen Camaro rear ends bolt up to this car.
You're kidding?
Nope.
Like straight up to it?
Straight up to it. Every bolt hole lines up. So it'll give me access to more rear end gearing and slightly beefier differential and drive shafts.
All right, let's see.
Not drive shafts, but axles.
Ooh. Turns pretty good.
Oh yeah.
It's just not a track car. This does not feel like a track car.
Oh no. You can buy GXP suspension, which is a lot stiffer.
Yeah.
And put it on this because it'll all bolt straight up.
Oh yeah.
And I plan to definitely do that once these shocks give out a bit.
Oh yeah. Because this is a great car, but this is like a drag muscle car, not really like a track car. Whereas when I drive Camaros, you think, oh, it's gonna be a drag car, when really they're track cars.
Yeah, no, the Camaro has definitely evolved from straight line to road course.
Yeah, but this is what Pontiac was. This is, to me, this is the definition of what Pontiac was great. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
And it's sad that GM had to get rid of them, which I really wish they would bring them back. You know, they're not in bankrupt anymore.
Yeah, no, GM's very positive now.
Yeah.
And I really do hope that they do bring Pontiac back, or at least bring the line back.
Yeah.
I don't care if they don't bring Pontiac back, just bring the cars back.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, GMC's bringing back the Hummer, so.
Yeah. And that thing's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, and so honestly, if they were to bring back all these cars under Chevy or GMC, okay.
Sure.
I mean,
we'll have fun.
You know, beggars can't be choosy.
I mean, they sort of are doing it with Buick, and they're not. It's just not what you want.
You have a long enough stretch, you gas it, and then let off, it won't upshift.
Oh my God.
It'll actually stay in that gear, because in sport mode, the transmission is highly thinking that when you put it down, you're going.
Oh my God.
I've been in sport mode, hammered it, and then let off, and it'll just sit there at like 5K RPMs in like third gear.
Oh my God.
Just like, all right, let's do this, let's go.
So just gun it. This thing is stupid.
Oh yeah, no, it's stupid fun. I love it.
Oh my God, I love this thing. This is probably one of my favorite cars I've ever driven, just because of what it is and what you can, the pricing and the fact it's a Pontiac. It's just GM. Why didn't this thing sell well? You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I mean, they didn't sell well the first year, but they were starting to pick up, and the issue is it was a good car at the wrong time.
Yeah. Because
08, 09, the economy fell out.
Yeah.
And
nobody wanted the V8 muscle car.
Yeah, these cars were like 20, 30 grand.
Yeah.
And the GXP was like 40 grand.
Yeah.
So it was just like,
I can't afford that.
Yeah, I mean, the economy fell out, and it was a good car at the wrong time.
And they tried to bring him back with the SS, which replaced this car.
Yeah.
And that didn't do well because, well, no, everybody was wanting an SUV. But I think now we're starting to want bigger things.
Yeah, I think Dodge, and as much as I hate to say this as a GM guy, Dodge has kind of revived the market.
Yeah, with that Charger.
Yeah, the Charger and the Challenger have really revived the market, because now that's almost all of what you see other than a Mustang.
Yeah. I mean, it's a great car. I've driven it, but in my opinion, I do like the Charger. It's a boat.
Oh yeah.
It's so heavy. It's fast.
Yeah.
But compared this is what a drag car should be. It doesn't feel heavy. It's heavy, but it feel like when you're driving a Charger or a Challenger, you can just feel the massive weight you are lugging around. It doesn't hide it.
Oh yeah, no.
Whereas this thing hides it like it doesn't weigh. Well, it does weigh. You can feel some weight. Yeah. But you don't feel like you're slinging around a 4,000-pound beat stick. Yeah.
And the great thing too is, the thing I always pride myself in with this car is, if you really sling it around a corner, there really is no body roll.
Yeah. It's crazy what this thing is, and for the time, it's just. I know GM didn't do well, and I'm pretty sure they were probably thinking, they knew they were gonna go bankrupt with this car.
Oh yeah.
So they're like, okay, let's go with a bang. Let's just do something for ourselves, because to me,
They made history with this car.
Oh yeah, no. And
This,
it's even funnier because I had a GTO a couple of years ago, and it was funny because they actually had, and it was kind of crazy because not most American companies did this, but in the GTO, you could get your interior matched to the color scheme of the car.
all right.
So if you had an '06 orange GTO, you could get your interior orange with black accents.
Yeah.
It was very, and then the gauges were color matched too.
Oh my god, that thing is crazy. This is, to me, is one of the greatest cars you can buy.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it was like, oh, I prefer JDM. But if you were just a muscle car fan, like especially if you were like them back in the olden days, like you said, you grew up with them.
Yeah.
This is the best modern one you can get.
Oh yeah. No, this is exactly what I grew up with because my dad had an old yellow Tempest GTO before the GTO actually became its own product line.
Yeah.
So he had the GTO that was a trim package.
Yeah.
And it was a 4-door, and he did that as a resto mod, and this is basically the continuation of that.
Oh. Alright, we're gonna do 2 more pulls and then we gotta cut it because I don't want to anger the cup anymore. He's a cool cup though.
Oh yeah, no, for sure.
Man, thank you so much to Glad for That Plea for allowing me to do it here. I just want to give a shout out to them. One of my followers is a member of them. Just want to say thank you. And here's for you guys. Needs a supercharger.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. I might eventually do that, but it all depends. I'm a big NA guy.
Yeah, but trust me, I drove a
yeah.
Z01. After I drove that Z01, I don't want to go back to non-supercharging.
Yeah, yeah, no, superchargers are fun, definitely.
Oh yeah. But this is a great car as it is. So do I recommend it? Absolutely not. It's a terrible car. Don't waste your money on this stupid thing. I'm just kidding. If you love muscle cars and you just love, you need a big, oofy sedan, get one of these. I probably wasted so much gas.
Oh, it's fine. I don't care.
Oh my god, I love this thing. Oh, I love this thing. Oh, this was worth the wait. This is worth every single penny. I might buy one just for fun.
Yeah, no, they're I think the highest I've seen one is like 18 grand. That was just because it had like 75,000 miles on it.
Oh wow.
So they're, even with low mileage, they're not bad cars for the price.
Thank you, man. This has been
welcome.
a crazy car.
Oh yeah, no, it's fun.
All right. Hey, what's up, guys? It's time for the honest review of, to me, one of the greatest muscle cars sedans that have ever come out of GM. This is, like I just said, is one of the greatest things that GM has ever put out. I mean, it's hard to find a 4-door sedan that's big, you can fit all your family in, and can kick ass. I mean, I'm serious. I mean, like, it's bad to the bone, and it's incredible, and it's 4 doors, and it's super fast, and it weighs 4,000 pounds. I mean, like, you can't get that from a GM anymore. You can't get that from a lot of places. The only thing you can get that from is Dodge, which I praise Dodge for keeping the Charger line and all that, but their belts, I mean, I like them, they're nice, but to me, it's not this. It is not that. This feels nice and light, not good steering. It really takes off. It's just such a much, in my opinion, a much better handling car than the Charger. But with that being said, it does have its cons. Main thing is that DLG, like I explained, this thing will cause issues because it's trying to take gas, and well, GM didn't really develop it well, and it really it causes lots of problems and everything, and most people just get rid of it. And then the fact it's more of unlike the Camaro and the Corvette and all that, it's more of a straight line drag car rather than a track car. So if you really want a Camaro kind of feel, don't get this, because this is not that. It's a big sedan. and it handles like one. But it is pretty around corn and stuff like that. But just don't go in the mountains with it. Well, you can. Just know it has its limits. It's a big sedan. But besides that, it's a glorious car. I mean, what I love so much about it is you can't get this anymore. It is one of the it was the last hurrah of Pontiac. And I really wish GM would bring it back, or bring back this car, because this is just what made Pontiac so good back in the olden days. Why they became so popular, because they made fun, bad to the bone cars. This is what they do. And yes, it's a Holden Commodore and other things, but and a big mixture of a bunch of other cars, but it's still American muscle. One of the greatest things about America. It literally just screams America. This car screams America. The American Mobile. So yeah, I highly recommend it. And for 13, I think it's at 13, 14 grand, that's just a good deal. I mean, you can't get that. I mean, it's like, oh, it doesn't have, I really have a Corolla, could you come walking around? Like, that's fine. Then why are you watching this video? If you want a Corolla, don't watch, then why are you watching this video? But still, if I had a choice between a Corolla and this, I would choose this any day, because what? I mean, it's obvious. Hello, V8, 6-liter V8, it's ginormous, it's amazing. One thing I had to cut out in the video due to how long the video is getting is the fact that this car is what revived the Camaro. What do I mean by that? This car chassis is the exact same thing to the Camaro. That's why you can bump bumpers to it, because it's the exact same chassis. Now I'm just saying, it's a 4-door, the Camaro is a 2-door. Well, back in 2008, 2007, when GM wanted to bring back a muscle sedan, because people like that over there. So I'm like, okay, let's make a chassis, develop a chassis, and they're like, oh, it's doing really good. Let's see if America will like it. We like big V8, so they put it here. They did really well. I'm like, you know what? Let's bring back the Camaro. And like, what are we gonna do? Just use the Pontiac GM. Like, why? Why are you doing that? Because we can. And that's kind of what they did. It's literally the exact same chassis, except chopped in half. Or not in half, but you know what I mean. 2 doors less. But still, it's just crazy that this car pretty much revived the Camaro. It's just so amazing. And we all know how great the Camaro was. And the fact that nobody knows what this car is, it's just crazy. Alright. So yeah, I absolutely love this thing. And if you're new to the channel, be sure to like and subscribe. And I'll see you guys next video. Bye!